Where did you get your start in cheese making?
I worked for a small cheese plant down in southern Vermont, Grafton Village, 30 some odd years ago. Came out of building trades. I was trying to raise a family, and building trades was not all that great in the 90s, so there was an opportunity to hire on as a seasonal helper in the cheese business, because through the holidays at the end of the year, that's typically a very busy season for cheese with everybody throwing parties. So the company was looking for some additional help to help package cheese and get it out the door for the holidays. And after that, their business was so good that they were adding on a second shift of cheese making, and apparently I showed some work ethic, and they asked me if I wanted to join them.
Who was the head cheese master at that time?
Scott Fletcher was my mentor. He taught me how to make cheddar. He'd been doing it right out of high school. The old story was that Scott graduated high school on a Wednesday and started work at the cheese plant the following Monday. So I don't know if that's 100% true, but it's probably pretty close. Scott was an old school cheesemaker. He could make cheese without any of the fancy devices we got, like pH and all that kind of stuff. He just knew by touch and feel and time how things were going, and he made a pretty good product. It taught me everything I know about cheddar.
Cheddar's about patience.
Patience, sure. You're not going to see, I mean, this cheddar is not going to be good for a minimum of 6 months. So, you know, no instant gratification here, unless you're talking about cheese curd, which we'll make a little bit of today. You can eat that stuff right out of the vat, but as far as the cheddar is concerned, it's a labor of love. Usually do large volumes and have to wait quite a while to see what you've ended up with.
You ever have failed projects?
Oh yeah, sure. Not very often cheddars. I mean, cheddar's pretty bulletproof. It really take a lot to screw up a batch of cheddar if you have any basic knowledge of cheese making. Certainly some cheddars will be made better than others, that's for sure, but primarily some of the softer cheeses are much more prone to have bad things happen. Like I said, cheddar's pretty bulletproof. Once we've got it to this stage, cultures are pretty happy. Most of the lactose is out of it. We just kind of got to baby it through from here and not mess up the salting at the end. But most of the hard work for the cheddar is pretty much done by the time the whey's out.